Hi, I'm Angus Kress Gillespie, your host here on East Brunswick Television. Today, we're here at the Casablanca Restaurant, a relatively new restaurant here in East Brunswick. We've come at the invitation of Moussa Aitmoussa and his wife, Catherine, who are the proprietors of this relatively new place. Now, for many years, the Mousas have been the proprietors of the nearby Sandy's Luncheonette and Pizzeria for the past 21 years. But this place is entirely different. They serve authentic Moroccan cuisine with authentic Moroccan decor, and we're delighted to have accepted their invitation to see this new restaurant today. So, Musa, I understand growing up in Morocco, your family was all involved in the restaurant business in the first place.
Yes, my sister, two sisters that I have live in France. Both their husbands own and operate Moroccan restaurants. And also my aunt owned a Moroccan restaurant in Marrakesh. That was my first job in Marrakesh.
And did you study hospitality at all in Morocco?
Yes, after I graduated from high school, I went to a hotel school in the city of Agadir, and I did 1 year there. Then from there, I went and worked for my aunt. They own a restaurant in Marrakesh, and it's called Riyad El Bahia. Restaurant Riyad El Bahia in Marrakesh.
And it was, I believe it was in 1987. What made you decide to move to the United States?
I was always mesmerized by the United States, and I loved the way, the lifestyle of America. And I said, one day I want to go. And when the opportunity came, I came here. My brother was here like 6 months before me, so I came to New Brunswick, and I went to school in Rutgers, and I studied English in New Brunswick.
And I understand you lived in the Philadelphia area for about 10 years.
Yes, I did, and that's where I met my wife, Kathy, and I lived there for 10 years. I worked in a lot of restaurants. I worked in the Italian market in Philadelphia.
And I've known you for a long time, but I never heard the story. How did you two meet?
Well, I was working in a pizzeria in Philadelphia, and my wife used to work right next to the restaurant, and that's when we met. And after that, I stayed in Philadelphia. I was going to stay for 2 weeks. I wind up staying there for 10 years.
And Catherine, what is your role here in the Moroccan restaurant?
Well, I kind of, we always thought about opening a Moroccan restaurant. We've eaten at a lot of different Moroccan restaurants here, and like North Jersey, New York, Philadelphia. Philadelphia was my first experience with the Moroccan food. And I don't know, we kept putting it off, and this used to be a hair salon, and we just, you know what, it was perfect timing.
It became available.
It became available, and we were like, you know what, let's just do it. And I pushed him. I was like, come on, we got to do this.
So here in the Casablanca restaurant, how many customers do you have on an average day? Can you say?
Our business really is, we are a lot busier during the weekend, and Friday and Saturday at the place is always, thank God it's booked. For the weekend, we have a belly dance show every weekend. But during the week it varies, like for lunch and dinner. And actually we have a really great response from our community about this restaurant. It's very surprising that you can come here and see all ethnic groups. And the mostly, I think, is like people from our area, Americans that they know about Moroccan food. It's either they went to Morocco, because Morocco is a big travel destination, or they either had tasted Moroccan food either in New York, Philadelphia, and Moroccan cuisine is very popular cuisine in Europe and with the people that know about international cuisine.
Morocco, it's in the extreme northwest corner of Africa. It's about the size of California, has about 33 million people. What are the major ethnic groups that we find?
Morocco has two major ethnic groups, Berbers and the Arabs. The Berbers are the natives of Morocco. They're about 60%, and the rest is Europeans. 40% are, or 38% are from Arab descent, and then we have Jewish, Moroccan Jews that there are one of the ethnic groups that are in Morocco, and then some Europeans.
Yeah. So the native inhabitants are the Berbers.
Yes.
And the Arabs came much later, like
Correct.
like 1300, 1400.
Yes.
Yeah. So you yourself, you trace your ancestry on the Berber side.
Yes, my mom and dad are both Berbers.
Yeah. Did they speak Arabic?
Never spoke Arabic when they never learned Arabic when they were young until their adulthood life. Then they had to learn Arabic so they can function in normal life in Morocco.
Yeah. Should I visit Morocco?
Absolutely, you should. You should come visit me. I have a house there, and we'll take care of you there. You and your crew.
Well, thank you. Tell me a little bit about Marrakesh.
Marrakesh is the most romantic city in Morocco. Marrakesh, they call it the Red City because everything is like painted red, and all the gates to the city is all the walls are like painted in red.
Yeah.
And that's why they call it the Red City. And it's an oasis that sits in below the famous Atlas Mountains.
And if you're in the spa, you can look up and see the mountain.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You can see the mountains. I mean, it's like a desert and oasis. Then you have capped mountains with the snow. They have also ski resorts in this area. So I don't think anybody think that there is ski resorts in Africa, but there is. It exists.
I think it's also interesting they call it the Red City. It's a coincidence because the Moroccan flag is predominantly red with
That's
that
right.
green star.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about Fez.
Fez is the most mesmerizing city in. It's one of the oldest city in the world. Fez has the oldest university in the world, and it's so amazing. We're walking around the city. Most of the streets of Fez cannot be accessed by a car.
They're too narrow. They're too narrow.
Very narrow, yes.
Yeah.
So it is like so much history in Fez.
Yeah.
It's mesmerizing.
And what about the coastal towns?
The coastal towns are out of this world. A lot of them were occupied by the Portuguese at one time, and you start from Tangier, which is one of the famous cities, because that's the city that if you want to go to Spain, you can leave from Tangier to Algeciras, and then we have Kenitra, which is my hometown. That's where I was born. And then there is Rabat, which is like 40 kilometers from Kenitra.
And that's the capital, isn't it?
Rabat is the capital city.
Yeah.
And then Casablanca is the biggest city of Morocco.
Yeah.
Then Essaouira, and then Agadir.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of town, but these are the major cities in the coast of Morocco.
So for Americans, what are the hotels like in Morocco?
The hotels are the most amazing thing you'll see over there. They're all like riads, and they're all like you see in our restaurant is like a replica of a riad. And the luxury and the hospitality in Morocco is amazing.
Yeah.
So when we go there, it's really very hard to come back.
So Lydia, how did you learn belly dancing in the first place? How did that come about?
Well, actually, my mom brought me to her fitness club where she was teaching. She's a fitness instructor. She used to was a fitness instructor, and there was belly dance classes. That's how my journey of being a belly dancer started.
And where was this?
It was back in Russia. I don't remember what year was it. It was Moscow.
Okay, so you grew up in Russia, and
Yes, I grew up in Russia, and I moved to United States 9 years ago.
okay. So Lydia, where did belly dancing originate, as far as you know?
It has a lot of different explanations, but my heart belongs to Egyptian style of dance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Egypt is
Egypt.
probably the home. Is it mainly in Arabic countries?
You cannot even imagine how popular belly dance nowadays is. It's everywhere. Me personally, I go teach to China. It's became very, very popular because it's very feminine dance.
Yeah.
I believe so. That's why.
So it may have originated in Arabic countries, but
Yes.
it's spread all over the world.
All over the world, and it's very, very popular.
Where have you traveled in belly dancing?
Egypt, of course.
Oh.
I had to because it's where it's all started. It's the tradition, it's the culture, people. You know, you learn a lot more from just watching people dance, communicating. So you pick up a lot from them.
So tell me about the typical costume. What do you wear generally?
Well, the old fashion is bedla costume. So bedla basically is the two-piece costume. It's decorated with different stones and jewelry, and it can be anything, beads, and plus the skirt. So, but today again, it's all mixed up with different cultures. So. It's became even more creative and fashionable.
Musa, tell me more about this fountain.
Well, this fountain, when I was shopping for the stuff, for all the equipment and decor for the restaurant, I wanted like a focal point in a place, and there is nothing better to do it than this beautiful fountain. This is like a fountain that you go to Fez, and you find it on them old streets in the neighborhoods there. Is the water normally comes from like the Atlas Mountains, and it's always wired up. I don't know how they do this plumbing 1,000 years ago, and they bring the water from the mountains to these fountains, and that's where people they drink from.
Yes.
And that's where the people they meet and they talk and they do all the gossip in town.
And tell me a little bit about the metal lanterns. I know you have one central metal lantern, and then you have three on each side.
Yes, when I walked into the gentleman, his bazaar or his shop in Rabat, that's where I got almost everything from there. The thing that caught my eye was that lantern in the center. But normally these kind of lanterns, you'll find them in palaces, in the entrance of like big buildings, in mosques. So when we bring it here, we found this too big, but my electrician was amazing, and he cut some pieces and he made it look just like it belongs here.
And tell me briefly about the wall decor. You have the paintings, the pottery, the knives.
Well, I was walking in the markets of Rabat,
yeah.
and I was picking these paintings one at a time. And then when I get here, my wife exactly put them where they really fit very well, and she's a great designer.
Musa, tell me a little bit about the carpeting. I see that the color red dominates. I assume that's on purpose.
Well, the red is like, as you know, the red carpet, it's Moroccans have been using that for so many centuries. Everybody's house you go to, their living room, you find the red carpets. These carpets were from Rabat, and this called Rabati. That means it's the style of the carpets.
And I know the design of your restaurant, it's sort of long and narrow, and you have seats along the side. but at the four corners, there's these special tables with inlay. Tell us more about those tables.
Well, the gentleman that I bought all the stuff from, the bazaar, he has artists, and that's what they do. They go and they cut out metal and they paint it. Then there is, if you see like the white design there, that's like camel bone. So, and then these people are amazing artists that they make these tables.
Yeah, because they're very handsome tables.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Musa, we've talked a lot about the decor, but I want to change the subject. Let's talk about the food. Let's talk about the food, but before we consume the food, let's say the blessing.
Well, in Muslim culture and Moroccan culture, we start the meals by saying Bismillah. I mean, you're starting with the name of God. With the name of God, we start eating.
Okay.
Okay, we are ready.
Okay, so let me unwrap my utensils and my
Okay.
napkin. And we'll,
I'll answer your questions
Okay.
then. You're eating, answer your questions.
well, I'm really looking forward to this. Here's my knife and fork. Here's my napkin. So let's start here. Tell me about the appetizers.
Well, this is a welcome or complimentary platter that we give to our customers. The minute they walk in, we put in that for them, we put it in the table, and then we follow it with some pita bread over there, as you see. So you give people a chance so they can, so if they're hungry, they can eat a little bit, and then they make their decisions on what they want to eat on the menu.
So I'm having a couple olives.
Yeah, these are Moroccan olives that we add spices to them and some nuts, some feta cheese, and then some apricots, like dried apricots.
Let me try the feta cheese here.
Feta cheese with some olive oil.
It's very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the salad.
As you know, in the Mediterranean, we have every single vegetable you can imagine is in earth. We grow it in Morocco. I'm gonna start with the hummus. Hummus is not a Moroccan salad. I mean, the first time that I saw hummus, that's the only when I came to America. Moroccans do not eat hummus, but this is here is a Moroccan hummus with a hummus in a Moroccan style.
And it's surrounded with the hard-boiled eggs.
Yes, and we put like fresh chickpeas on it whole. Then we add little paprika, little cumin, olive oil on top of it. So, and then you put some eggs in there. And then you have your carrots in a sharmoula, which is like a vinaigrette. Then we have same thing here with the cauliflower, zalouk, which is eggplant salad. The beets are made with like red onion and its own sauce. The salad, like you see, like this is like the Spanish they make, like with peppers and onions, and that's it. And then all the garnishing.
Musa, let's move on.
Okay, we'll move this here so I can bring the couscous next to you.
Okay.
All right.
Now, as I understand, often in Morocco, the couscous becomes the main dish.
Well, Morocco's national dish is couscous. This is our pasta. They call it the Moroccan pasta. Couscous is every Friday. It's like a day, Friday is one of the biggest religious day of the week. Like the Christians, they have like Sunday they go to church. In Muslim religion, Fridays people go for a prayer. It's like a big prayer that everybody goes into the mosque. And after you get out of the mosque, everybody goes home, and the mother always has couscous every Friday. And it's steamed. It has all kinds of delicious vegetables. As you see here, we left it vegetarian because we have other dishes that has meat in them. So, like normally, it will come with turnips, and as you see, and then we add some carrots. Then you have some cabbage, and all the vegetables can go in. It's like a 7-vegetable couscous.
Inherent in Moroccan cuisine is the use of tagine. And the tagines are these pottery dishes with this unique shape. Tell me a little bit about the advantage of cooking with these pottery tagines.
Well, I mean, that's what makes the Moroccan cuisine so unique. Is tagine Morocco is the only place in the world that use tagine, and you cannot find it anywhere else in any other cuisine. It's made out of clay, and it's that shape that lets. It's like a pressure cooker. What happens is the food goes up. I mean, the steam goes up, then goes down. So always the flavor rotates itself. Normally, in Morocco, they put it on top of a diffuser. They put a diffuser in the bottom, and then they put the tagine so it does not burn. But most Moroccans, when they use in a tagine, they put it over a charcoal, and it's like slow cooking, and it's the most amazing meal. You can be fish, you can be chicken, it can be lamb. And here in Casablanca, we want to bring you the exact way how Moroccans eat, not as a restaurant. If you see, like we use every single thing the way used on a typical Moroccan household.
Yeah. So it's almost like a combination of the pressure cooker and the slow cooker.
Exactly, and the taste of the clay when gives it like a nice earthy taste.
Yeah. So let's take a look, see what we've got.
All right, let's open this guy, see what we have here.
Oh,
Whoa, this
that
is
looks like lamb shank to me.
well, this is here called the Casablanca tagine. Casablanca tagine is the lamb shank. Lamb shank is in its own juices and sauces, and added to it a little bit of honey, and then all the spice that go with it, from ginger to saffron to turmeric to garlic. We treat that lamb shank that's like falls out of your mouth. If you just try it, hold it just there, it will just fall from there.
It just falls right off the bone.
Off the bone, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
And try some apricots too, they're really good. And there is prunes, and then there is a little bit of raisins. So it's like a festival of fruit with the lamb shank.
That's really good.
I'm glad you like it.
Let's move on. We have one more tagine to take a
Okay,
look
we're gonna
at.
bring that a little closer to you so you
Okay,
can
we
get
can
to try that one also. All right, there you go. Whoa. Let's put that right there. There you go.
Okay.
So this is, in our restaurant, we call it Sahara tagine. Sahara tagine is chicken. It's a chicken with a bone. It could be a breast. It could be the leg. The chicken is marinated in saffron and all kinds of spices. As you see, the yellow color in there. But it's like what makes it so special is the lemon taste on it. And it's not the regular lemon. Moroccans use a lot of preserved lemons. This is preserved lemons is influence of the Jewish cooking in Morocco, in Moroccan food. Because when the Jews moved to Morocco from Spain during the Spanish Inquisition,
Yeah.
they bring a lot of their food with them also. And as you know, Jewish cooking has a lot of pickling, and that's one of the things that the Moroccans have adopted from the Jewish cooking. And it has like olives and onion, and it's preserved lemon don't even they're not bitter anymore. For being preserved, they become sweeter.
Let me take a little taste of this. Oh my God. Again, the chicken is very tender.
Thank you. Yes, it is. I'm making me hungry.
I can pick up on the lemons, yeah.
Yes, it really is they're very tasty. That's one of my favorite parts, is the chicken with piece of lemon. They're really good.
Very tender and very tasty.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Musa, what do we have here? It looks very interesting.
Well, this is called the pastilla. Pastilla is, or Bastilla. Moroccans call it Bastilla, but they call it all Pastilla. It depends where you're from in Morocco. This kind of dish is typically is for special occasions. The Moroccans, they make this during weddings or they have special guests.
And so, yeah. So it appears it's topped with powdered sugar, and then you have this network. Is that cinnamon? Or?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Absolutely. So this is made from phyllo dough and then shredded chicken, and this the main ingredients are shredded chicken and almonds, and then they add some egg inside there. It's like scrambled egg. They scramble some egg in it while they're cooking it, and then they add all these spices. Mostly it's like sweet spices like cinnamon, nutmeg. And then they open up, they make like a phyllo dough, and then they close it up, and it makes like a pie, and then it gets either baked or fried. It depends on how you like it.
This appears to be baked.
Yes, it is. This is for one person here at Casablanca.
Yeah. So it's fair to say that this is a celebratory entree.
Absolutely, it really is. Yeah, it's one of the best dishes of Morocco. It's only unique to Morocco. When we finish the meal, we finish it with green tea.
Oh, nice.
Green tea with fresh mint. So then it's like they're bringing you like a Moroccan baklava over there, some sweets again.
Let's try a little tea.
Yes, absolutely. I bet we get it from the other one that is really
I'll reach over here.
hotter, I think. Yeah. All right. So you want me to do the pouring?
Yes,
You can
please.
leave it here, and I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Okay, my friend, there you go. And normally, the more you raise it, the more it gives you like a little, you know what I mean? Like a little mousse there, like a little, how you call it, body on top. And
It's a more dramatic presentation.
it really is, yeah. It's like more ritual,
Well,
yes.
here's to your health.
Yes, thank you. I'll have some too with you.
You know, it's a funny thing. Normally, at home, I would have after dinner coffee, but I've really acquired a taste for this. It's quite good.
It's really very popular,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Well, Musa, I want to thank you for this magnificent spread.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And thank you for coming.
Yeah.